Good morning, dear friends, especially our dear Busconians and our dear lay mission partners, our Salesian educators, and also members of the Salesian family. I'm here just right across the court, the Ferrari court, basketball court, at the side of Don Bosco College. And the building behind me is the Ferrari building. And it was named after one of the rectors, one of the first rectors of Don Bosco Canlubang, Father Luigi Ferrari. And I came specifically to this place in order to narrate something that happened about 30 years ago. Yesterday, I was browsing through the news and I saw this from Inquirer.net, lessons from 1990 Luzon Quake. Well, yesterday, July 16, was the 30th anniversary of the earthquake, the great earthquake that rocked the north of Luzon. And I'd like to read a portion of it. The story was written in Baguio City. And here it is. 54 seconds were all it took for 28 buildings and 130 houses to topple or crack beyond repair in this city as a 7.8 magnitude earthquake hit Luzon mainland at 4:26 p.m. July 16, 1990. More than 1,000 people died in the city, which was isolated for days when the temblors severely damaged main roads. Hunger, thirst, and panic described Baguio's first 48 hours. In Dagupan City, 75 kilometers away, coastal sections dropped suddenly. The quake triggered liquefaction, subsidence of water-saturated soil that caused 90 buildings to sink by a meter and collapse along the stretch. 17 people were killed and more than 60 injured. The quake's epicenter was traced near Cabanatuan City in Nueva Ecija province, where a massive jolt shattered the 6-story building of the Christian College of the Philippines that trapped hundreds of students. Records show 154 residents died, some from dehydration, while awaiting rescue. And the news went on, saying other things. Among them, the disaster became the opportunity for testing and demonstrating the heightened social consciousness of residents and civic leaders. That was 30 years ago. And I do remember 30 years ago on that day, we were here on the basketball court watching the building sway, because when the quake came, we were in the building and we were doing our hobbies. There were those who are playing the instruments, the rondalla. There are those doing their solfeggio or doing their other hobbies. And when we felt the quake, we all went down to this Ferrari court. At that time, it was not yet named Ferrari Court, but we were watching the building sway. At even one point, we saw Father Charles coming down. He was from his room. And we were all safe. And it was really quite a shock for us, the strongest quake that perhaps most of us who were young ever experienced. So that is one of the things that happened here in Don Bosco Canlubang in the 1990s. In fact, at the beginning of that decade. And it's a reminder for us about nature, how it could affect all of us. And we here in Don Bosco Canlubang do remember that day. The brothers, on the other hand, were playing in the other basketball courts and the football fields, and they also felt the quake, which had also aftershocks. On this day, or yesterday, we celebrated 30 years after, and we continue praying for those who have perished from the earthquake, for their eternal rest. At the same time, it's a reminder for us that tragedies like this do happen, and that we have to be in solidarity with the rest of humanity in times like these. So have a good day. God bless you all.